Hi everybody, welcome back Cars and Guitars. I'm sanding down the MGB here with some 220 just on the orbital sander, just by hand. If you use it just as if you were doing a block for block sanding, you can get the car pretty straight. On the round contours like this, I just knock down the orange peel and then I go with my pad here. It's the same pad as that's on the orbital sander, but I cut off the backing plate. Then I can bend it to form the shape of the quarter, and then I'll block sand it by hand. Sometimes I use two hands on there to make sure it sits nicely on the panel and sand it down. This is what it looks like once I start sanding. You can see how deep some of the 80 grit sand scratches are in there. And this high build polyester primer fills them right up. And you can sand them right out. How smooth that is. And like I said before, if there's any little low spots, you can still see some pink. Then there's imperfection there. Like here, I missed a dent. You can see I got a high spot there. And there's still some pink in there, so you know there's a low spot there, which is a little dent that I missed. So I'm going to have to tap down the high spot with a hammer and maybe put a skim coat of filler on there. And sometimes you can tap it down with enough two-part epoxy on there, it'll come out, but that's a bit low and it's going to need a little skim coat. But you can see how thick some of the dust here is of the primer. So there's lots on there, 3 heavy coats. A lot of people say sometimes, oh, it's an art doing body work. It's not, it's a procedure. And if you do the right procedure, you can get a great finish and using the right materials. So you let the materials guide you. Like I said, you sand all this down so you don't see any of the pink, and you know it's going to be straight. You got to keep feeling it with your hand too. If you're not good at feeling it with your hand, sometimes you can put a rag. I'll take a rag here. If you put a rag like that on there and feel it with your hand, for some reason you can feel the imperfections better with your hand if you're not good at it or not used to doing it. And yeah, I'll show you the can here of the high build polyester primer. This stuff here, super build, it's a 4-to-1 mix, and sprays pink, sands gray. That's the activator for it there. If you live in Ottawa, they sell it at the Fender Factory, MPS Metro. There's their phone number there, 613-728-3778. And that's where I buy all my materials. They sell DuPont products, well, X-Ultra now. And the epoxies, I use SBI epoxy primers, and I use their clear, the Evercoat clear. That's the best clear I've used. I've used quite a few clears, and I like that one the best. It's really thick, and it doesn't go milky or anything. I'll show you. There's all the Bondo and sandpaper there from doing that MG. This here is leftover clear from me painting that Triumph TR6. You can see how clear that is and how thick it is. Like, that's some really good clear. This is some cheap clear. I think that was Evercoat clear. You can see it's like milk. Can't even see through it. So sometimes you end up with bad clears like that. So that's why I use the SBI. You can see how clear that is and how thick. So great clear if you want to use some high-end products. That's the clear to buy. And for filler, I use the Eurofill Gold. Now that there you put on, like I said before, I take my cheese grater there and I knock off the Bondo when I put it on quick, and I just hit it with some 80 grit on my sanding block, or the little block, depending on if you're in a tight area or something smaller. And I just give that a quick block sanding. You can do, well, I did the whole car and with the Dynaglass and doing the body filler in 11 and a half hours. So that's pretty fast to do a whole car by using this system. Like I said before, it's a process. Once you know the steps in the process, you can do a car pretty quick and make it look really good. That's it for now. Thanks for watching Cars and Guitars. I'm John Bluen.